With the seismic shift of the heavyweight landscape and ultimately the upcoming rematch of Usyk versus Joshua, plus the trilogy of Fury versus Wilder, the hopes of an undisputed heavyweight champion seems to be fading away. However, when the dust settles on the four pillars of the heavyweight divisions, we got Usyk, Joshua, Fury, Wilder. Come on, Ak. We got four pillars now. Remember when it was only two, then it was maybe three with Dillian. I mean, not Dillian, but Ruiz. Now we got four solid guys.
And then you still have the other ones that are waiting in the wing, like the Dillian Whites, like the Ortiz, like the Joyces.
Ortiz is still there? Yeah.
I mean, look, he's still there until I need to see him fight one more time.
Please.
Right? And you got a bunch of guys waiting in the wing to be a part of that bunch. Now, you know me, Barack. I'm not in a rush to see big fights. I like it when they're stretched out. I like it when things marinate. The fact that more has to happen before we get an undisputed crown, guess what, Barack? That means more boxing.
No,
that means
stop.
Let's see what AJ does in a rematch. Let's see what happens with Fury Wilder.
Of course we want to see
and even if that happens early next year, and we get a winner on October 9th, maybe there's another heavyweight that can jump in there to fight either Fury or Wilder.
See?
It makes it fun.
Prolonging it. No, it doesn't.
So wait. You mean to tell me that?
So if Canelo was like, I'm gonna fight somebody else and not plan.
Wait. You don't expect if Joshua and Usyk makes a fight for February, March, which Eddie Hearn alluded to, you don't expect the winner of October 9th, Wilder or Fury, to wait till April, June for a fight. They have to fight somebody in between. And guess what? If they fight somebody and get upset, maybe a Ruiz, maybe an Ortiz, maybe whoever, what's wrong with that? You're adding somebody else to the division, to the mix. I love it.
You tell me to wait for that? That was nonsense. Listen, Fury waited a year and a half. Literally. A year and a half. A year and 8 months, actually. You can wait. You can wait for Joshua. Undisputed. We was that close to having an undisputed heavyweight battle. Like, we were right there. And now we go from literally a date set, August 14th, to now one of the guys just lost it. Now we need a rematch over here. We got a trilogy over here. Oh, my God.
Look, Barack, the more fights, the merrier. It's more interesting. Guess what? If it would have been Joshua and Fury for the undisputed crown sometime next year, then what? Then what? I mean, is that the end all be and all?
Yeah, well, for the heavyweight division, you got to just defend. You can't go up no higher. You definitely ain't going lower.
Guess what?
You just got to defend your belts now.
The more champions that are on the heavyweight division, the more unification bouts can be made.
Oh no, that sounds so horrible for you saying that. I can't believe you said that. Don't you want one? Don't you hate saying, "Oh, I'm going to the heavyweight fight over here.
No.
I'm going to a championship fight over here. I'm going to a championship fight over here." We just left the championship fight, and then next week we go into another heavyweight championship
That's like
fight.
saying I want to see the NBA Finals right away. The first game of the season, let me see the finals, not game 7. Let me just see one game and see who's champion. Where's the fun in that? I want to see games. I want to see a season. No, it's not a bad analogy.
Boxing is totally different. Now,
I want to see a season.
Basketball was like the beginning of the season is a champion and he gets to defend against all the other teams. That's what boxing is like. So that's a bad analogy.
I don't agree with you. To me, it's a great analogy. I like to see a whole season. I like to see who gets better as they go. What teams get better. I like the playoffs.
That's basketball, though. I get that. But
it's a sport. It's competition, bro. It's competition. All right, you're talking about one-on-one. When you see Michael Phelps, you want to see him go to the Olympics and race one time? No, we want to see guys compete.
You went from basketball to swimming.
My point is, the more fights I see to get to the promised land, the more interesting boxing is. The more you and I work, the more we watch. I don't want to see just one fight. Sorry.
So there is a promised land, you're saying?
There is. It's way down the line.
So if somebody makes it to the promised land, does that mean they can't defend it and still fight all of these fights?
No, it doesn't mean that.
Then what are you talking about?
Leading up to there, I want to see competitive fights.
No
not
kidding.
just two guys.
But but you're also saying you want to see more competitive fights than a unification fight.
Yes.
And finally, undisputed champion.
Yeah, as long as there's a roadmap to the promised land. There's a roadmap and there's
the promised land.
Listen, there's a roadmap with certain fights that can happen. Like, let's be honest. I mean, you're excited about the trilogy with Wilder Fury, right? And also, it's intriguing to you now to see the rematch with AJ and Usyk. And I want to see.
Yeah, it's intriguing, but it sucks at the same time.
Do you want to see Dillian White fight Andy Ruiz? Do you not want to see that?
That has nothing to do with the undisputed championship of the world, though.
My point is, these are all guys that are ranked in the sanctioning bodies that want to get to that point.
No kidding, but it still has nothing to do
more
with
boxing
the
to
undisputed
watch.
champion.
There is, because if a contender fights the winner out of, if AJ fights next year against Usyk and the winner out of Wilder and Fury faces somebody else, it's more interesting because maybe they can lose. Now there's a different player in the game. I mean,
you don't never want to see an undisputed champion. That's what it is. I want to see one champion. I want boxing to be respected. People have that claim that it's not respected because there's too many champions. I just want to see one champion. And then everybody can fight each other and the champion can fight everybody else.
All right. Well, I'll ask you one question, Brock.
What?
Who's the most interesting matchup for you for that crown? Because I'll say this. A lot of people are saying Usyk now should be waiting for Fury Wilder. There's a fight that I don't want to see, and I agree with Roy Jones, who said it on the live broadcast. I don't think that Usyk versus Fury will be a super entertaining fight. I think it'll be a chess match and it has potential to be boring. Now, I don't want to
say that on the broadcast as well?
He absolutely did. Okay. He said that he doesn't want to see that fight, and I couldn't agree with him more. Now, if it happens, we'll all watch, but that would probably be the least intriguing fight. We know on paper the most intriguing is Fury Joshua. Maybe it lost a little steam after this one, but in terms of massive, but there's still a fight for me that I want to see more than any other fight, and that's Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
That's really nice, but you asked me a question about 20 minutes ago. I wish there was somebody else on this show, like back in the day, so I could say, did you hear this freaking guy ask me a question 20 minutes ago and gave 17 answers?
I'll tell you what, you've done that to me a couple of times, but
yeah, you've done it to me 150 times. I say right now, if you're gonna ask me right now, what's intriguing to me is Usyk versus whoever wins Deontay Wilder versus Fury. I'm just a little curious now. I don't want to see that. I want to see Joshua rematch and possibly win, whatever. But
what do you mean you want to see him possibly win? What does that mean? Do you want to see him
whether he wins or not? It doesn't matter what I want, but whether he wins or not, I don't know. But I'm saying, will I root for him? Yeah, I root for Joshua. But what I'm saying is that I root for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? But I just wonder now. I'm wondering. I'm curious. Can Usyk beat those guys? Can he beat Fury? How would he look against Wilder?
That's a good. I mean, those fights are very interesting, but I just think the Fury one would be less entertaining. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. But see that new Fury with 270 pounds under that belt. I don't know. Maybe he walks Usyk down. Wilder, we know he gonna let that right hand go. So if that right hand touches Usyk, he going to sleep. You know, but then again, he's gonna be the same height. I mean, he's gonna be the same weight rather. You know, Wilder was 230, but he's usually not 230. You know, they might come in the same weight, but Wilder just got, you know, out of this world power.
Well, it's safe to say Eddie Hearn confirmed it. Usyk is not gonna be fighting either guy before fighting AJ in a rematch. So that's just gonna happen.